What is up, Redbeard Outdoors Nation? We are on episode 8, and as usual, we need to start off the video with opening some packages up. So let's get right into it. I have an aerator cycle timer. It's going to run the aerator pump for 30 seconds every 3 minutes. That way it's not continuously draining the battery down. I have some brackets. These are going to hold my batteries down. I have some gas spring mounting brackets. That's going to be for the spring-loaded lid. L brackets and screws. This is not going on the budget, but I got a 2.5-inch hole saw that goes on your drill. I got 2 Max Pow gas struts that are going to open up this lid. Each one is rated for 60 pounds, I believe. I'll have to double check that. I'll show you guys an image right here. This is going to make opening up the lids very easily. So once this thing gets supported like so, it'll pop this lid right open. All right, that's it for the packages. I think I'm very close to not having to order anything else. I might think of 1 or 2 things, but I'm very close to not having to order anything. So fingers crossed, this is where the budget kind of comes to a standstill, and I will definitely keep you guys updated if anything changes, but I think this is very close to being it. I do need to come up with a padded floor method. I haven't thought of what I'm going to... I've given a lot of thought to what I'm going to use, but I just haven't selected anything yet. And that's going to be way down the list. I'm not really worried about that right now. But let's get started, and I'm going to start fitting out the plywood to this front part of the deck and work on the trolling motor foot pedal box today. Let's jump into that and get going. All right, we got the piece cut and made here. I think I'm going to have to remove this piece right here, and I'm gonna have to get under there and do some tracing. So minor setback on that, but I'll get all this cleaned off and try to get under there. Guys, I use this T-square to try to line up this board as much as possible before I take the left one off and trace out a border for this. So I think I have it right exactly where it needs to be.
I'm gonna go ahead and route this edge to try to give it a round, nice fitting corner into the side of the boat. So I don't know if this is going to be perfect and it's going to fit perfect, but it's easy to route. I'm going to go ahead and go through with it, and I think it'll snug it right up next to the boat. Hopefully I can make it as tight as possible that way. So like I said, it's real easy. Let's knock it out. That really sucked, guys, but I think it fits and it's where it needs to be. I think I'm gonna screw it down so it doesn't move, because it was really hard to get it in the right spot in the perfect dimension. So I'm gonna temporarily screw it down, do some test fitting. Then I need to cut out the trolling motor box. Let's get this screwed down and test fitted. My support beams are giving me a little bit of issues, so I'm going to route an edged corner on it. Hopefully this gets it to work, or I'm going to have to unscrew and replace them. Well, she barely fits right now, and she's giving me a little bit of problems. So I'm gonna pop these 3 screws up. I'm gonna shift the board back and drill the screws back down. Well, I think I got everything figured out, and it boils down to I need to trim just a couple centimeters off of this right here. I think that'll solve all my problems. Fingers crossed. One issue down. Now the point of where the curb starts on both sides is nicking. So somehow I have to trim that off. I think what I should do is just finish routing it, and it would probably fix the problem. It's just that close. So let's pop it off and do some routing. Okay, now that we got all that routed, it needs to be sanded eventually, but that's a project for another day. Next, I'm going to start working on cutting the trolling motor box out and figure out how I'm going to do that. So let's get started. There's where the box is going to go right there. I think for me to be able to do this correctly, I need to take this piece out. And I know I screwed it down, so that kind of sucks, but the beauty of it is I can seat it right back to where it needs to be with those screw holes. So I will do that. So I'll pop this off and start planning out on how to make this cut. Well guys, I don't want to mess this up right here, and so I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to cut it. If I used a jigsaw, I'd have to drill a hole so I can get the saw started. If I use this saw right here, I think I could put a cut down on it, but that's risky. That's kind of scary. I'm gonna ponder some ideas and then give it a go. All right, kids, don't try this at home. There she is. Came out pretty good. Got that for the bottom part right there. The bottom part of the pan. It's gonna go right in there. All right guys, I'm gonna route this edge and the other edge, and then I'm going to change out the router bit and put a corner edge on this side right here, and then the hinge will sit inside of that. I'll show you what that looks like when I'm done. When the time comes around, this is where this guy will be sitting right here. I don't know how deep I'm going to make it yet. The foot pedal that I have is pretty large, and it would require it to be pretty deep. We've kind of been debating about a new trolling motor, and I don't think the pedal's as big as that one. So I'll probably get online and try to find a comfortable pan height, which is probably, my guess is 4 inches. Once I get that figured out and build the walls to this thing, I will get this thing all set up and build a box with all those brackets I showed you guys earlier in the video. All right guys, I'm doing a stand test right now. I got all my weight on it. Pretty freaking sturdy. Happy with it. All right guys, I'm gonna call it a night, and I will pick up where I left off tomorrow. See you guys then. What's up RBO fans? Next day here. Today I'm working on the trolling motor pan. I'm custom building it, and I got some dimensions in line. I'm gonna try to use scrap wood. I'm also gonna have to cut into my other piece of board over there that we use to make this deck lid right here. And I already have the hole cut, and the bottom piece is ready. It's right there. And I'm going to make it 4 inches deep. So let's get started on that and get it on. Alrighty, the box is all done. Now it's time to do a weight test. See if I built it strong enough. Feels pretty sturdy. But here, let's take a look at it. I know it has all these ugly brackets on it. The inside is what matters. And yes, there are some gaps, but those will be filled in with the wood primer once I get that going. So now we need to try to go test fit it into its hole up there. And we're probably gonna have to do just a little bit of trimming and sanding to get that to fit. So let's go put this guy in. My GoPro died on me back there. You guys didn't miss much. I really spent a lot of time trying to figure out how I was gonna mount this box. Finally, I was like, I'll just take this top off and put all the brackets along the side here and put it back in, and it should be really easy. The way I was trying to do it up in all the framing and stuff, it was really difficult and hard to get mounted. So let's get a bunch of brackets on this exterior and underside right here and put it back into the boat. There you go. What do you guys think? Leave a comment down below. Smash that like button. I'm not an expert, but you know, I kind of winged it. Little slight mistake, you know, using the jigsaw and whatnot, but there's a gap somewhat. It's pretty tight on this end, kind of a gap over on this end. I'll fill it in with probably caulk or something along those lines and paint over it, and hopefully you won't even notice it. So I'm gonna go put it back on the boat, give it a test fit, and then start working on the hinges. Man, she just really came together right there. Looking pretty good so far. I got the hinges. Here's the little groove that the hinge point sits in right there. So got this pretty flat. I know you're still gonna fill it, but I'm gonna put some matting over it, so it should cushion that up quite a bit and it won't be so bad. Yeah, she opens right up and she's actually pretty light. Look at that. One-handed right there. I'm gonna go ahead and put the gas shocks on there and see if we can make it easier. See how hard those are to do. Okay, so the gas struts are installed, and that was a project right there. You definitely need 2 people for that one. I'm not sure what the deal is because I have everything on a hinge, so nothing should have moved, but this is now interfering with this, and I'm not sure what the deal is. And the only way to fix it is I'm gonna go ahead and trim this off, just a hair right here on both ends, and hopefully it'll shut okay, because I think there's some issues right here and up in that corner also, so I gotta see what's gonna happen.
But let's start with trimming this off and see if we can get it to shut. The gas struts are pretty powerful. It's probably a little bit overkill. I'll have to try it out for a little bit and see how it goes, but I may need to downgrade from 2 60-pound gas struts because this is a monster and it's pretty loaded, so it really flies open. But maybe that'll wear off after time, who knows. I'm not too familiar with gas struts, but let's do some trimming and hopefully get this thing to work. Okay, I think I got the gas strut issue figured out. I'm gonna go ahead and return these because they're super long. I thought long was gonna be better, but that is not the case. These are for Chevy, Tahoe, and Suburban back doors that swing up. So they're pretty long, and like I said, I really thought that's what I needed, but what I'm thinking I need is about a 20-incher at about 40 to 30 pounds a piece. I'll get on Amazon and start looking for something, and I'll get these returned. That's gonna do it for today. We got a ton of stuff done, and I'm really excited about how far we got today. It was a really long Sunday working on this. But like always, go check out the playlist if you're new to this series and you're catching up and see how we got this far. And also, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and smash that like button for me if you enjoyed this. And I will see you guys on the next Redbeard Outdoors episode. Remember, get outdoors and keep fishing. I'll catch you later.